Lessons learned. You know, one of the reasons that I love training jiu-jitsu is it because you can reflect on it two things in your life. Like recently I've reset everything that I know in jiu-jitsu and I'm kind of starting over, but using things that work the best for me to make my own style. Everybody has their own style in jiu-jitsu, no different than singing or fighting. I mean, it is an art. It is one of the many arts of fighting, right? But as far as life goes, I try to evolve and improve my routines, even when I think I got them great. So perfect example, every morning I write down my list of goals, and I also have a reminder list of things that I need to do in a day, a daily list. And I always do it first thing in the morning, but starting today, I am actually going to be doing my reminder list and my to-dos list directly after work because it, it would motivate me to see my reminder list of my goals, like things that I had to accomplish today, which is different than like singular things that I may have to accomplish in one day. There's dailies and there's just things that you might do for just one day and you don't repeat it, right? But anyway, my point is that this morning I realized that being motivated to do the things that you want to accomplish after work would be best to get that dose of motivation, right? Directly after work. So that I'm pumped up and I'm firing on all cylinders. And then to write my goals, my additional things that I wanted to get that done that day, directly after work as well, right? So just by making that small shift, it gives me a fresh reminder, not 8 hours before, one of things that, I should be getting accomplished. And it gives me an immediate actions to-do list. So, the reason why I call this episode lessons learned is I just feel like learning is not just always a continuous cycle, or at least it should be, right? But I don't mind admitting it, that I was wrong, because that gives me the opportunity to know that I learned from something to make it better, right? And I kind of feel like, whether, not to digress too much, whether it's relationships or personal advancement, professionalism, jujitsu, comedy, whatever, right? Knowing that you've made a mistake is a great learning opportunity, provided by you learn what you did wrong and correct it, and then apply that correction on your next role in jiu-jitsu, or on your next joke, or whatever it is it might be. And yeah, so I'm excited to see how much better today is going to be. So I'm making this podcast episode as I'm driving, as I always do, in my car. And I'm this is a reminder for myself to follow through with my own plan. You know, I mean, you know how sometimes somebody tells you something like, hey, remind me. They ask for a reminder, but they might do it like hours before. Like, the sooner that you want a reminder, the better. It's kind of like almost if you set an alarm to go off 5 hours before you wanted an alarm. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So why not set an alarm for directly when you want to do something? And by the way, I do that too. I have like 12 alarms that go off in my entire day. Everything from getting out of bed, to making sure you're out of bed, to stopping work, to do something else like exercise or whatever else. And those reminders are great, because after a while, once you have those alarms, you sort of routinely start to like get that internal timing to realize like, hey, I've been working 8 hours or more than enough, or I should take a break right now. And oh, look, it's 12 exactly. It's noon exactly. You know, no different than I think they call it like an internal clock. Like if you get up at 4 o'clock every single morning with an alarm, after a while, you're probably not going to need that alarm. Your body is going to be used to getting up at that exact time. But anyway, without digressing too much, I think it's important to always reflect, to correct, and to apply. which is a major lesson that is routinely taught in the military. Reflect what you did right. And it's always harder to see what you did right than what you did wrong in any circumstance, even in a win, in a victory. But to correcting things that are wrong is easy, but improving things that are right is always harder, right? It's like telling somebody you don't like them when you don't like them compared to telling bad news to somebody that you do like. It's always harder improving on the good and working on the good. But that's what you got to do to be better. That's what I'm all about. So, to the start of my new micro adjustment, which is one of my new favorite words now, micro adjustment, because that's what I'm doing in jiu-jitsu, making a lot of small corrections that are having big effects. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. And that being mentioned, I'm Benja. Well done. Check me out. Peace.